Hello, guys, and welcome to FPL Rush. If you do end up liking my content today, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's not waste any time and move forward to what I'm going to do. I am going to be taking you through the best fixtures to attack, the best players to have on your team for the match day 4 of the UEFA Euros round of 16. Before we go there, I'm going to take you through my match day 3 squad. I had 61 points. I am in the top 15,000 in the world right now, and I am 790th in India. I went with Moreno and Malin up front, both them grabbing an assist for me. I took a punt with Sterling because he's the only player who seems to be scoring for England right now. And he did end up scoring. I captained him and stuck with him. Kimmich was extremely disappointing with just 2 points for me. Then Havertz grabbed a goal just before he was taken off. And Jordi Alba with an assist, Emerson with a clean sheet. And yeah, I think Jordi Alba, Sterling just dragged me through this week. So now, guys, I have been doing a lot of research on Twitter. I wanted to start my own YouTube channel for a very, very long time. A huge shout out to Andy from Let's Talk FPL. While I was trying to figure out how to come up with this page, I saw a video of his, and he said his first tip was to just get started. So this is me just getting started, guys. So I'm going to take you through the fixtures. The first fixture, Italy versus Australia. Italy has kept 11 clean sheets in this tournament so far. They've gone over 1,000 minutes without scoring a goal, and they also are the favourites, and they're backed by the bookies at number one to keep a clean sheet. So I would definitely want to double up on the Italian defence with Spinazzola, Donnarumma, Bonucci, and you could even look at Di Lorenzo because he's also if you look at the underlying stats, he also does have quite a lot of attacking involvement. Uh, Austria, I don't see them stand a chance because everything good that's happening to them has been through Alaba, and I really don't see him having too much space. And I think from the outside, you could also have a look at Locatelli. He scored 2 goals and he was replaced by Pessina, who played the same position that he does, and Pessina ended up scoring two. So if you're looking for a differential, you can also look at Locatelli, and then there's Berardi at 6.2. No one has created more chances, attacking chances, than him for Italy. And there's also always Insigne, and up front you have Immobile. That he has been my favorite striker in this tournament so far, and he's definitely going to be on my team. So attacking attackers, forwards, midfielders, defenders. I think you should go with 4 players from Italy. If you did not know, in this round of the tournament, you can select up to 4 players from each team. And it would make more sense for you to pick 4 players from a winning team, so you do have those 4 players in the next round. Because if you do end up betting on players from a team that does not end up winning, you have to make transfers, and you're only allowed 3 free transfers. So after your third transfer, you start chopping, cutting your points. Belgium versus Portugal. I would completely want to avoid this fixture because one of them is definitely going to go out, and I just can't predict who's going to come on top of this. If you look at all the underlying stats, Belgium should wipe Portugal apart because Portugal defenders have not won too many aerial duels. They have one of the worst numbers in that. They also have a very slow defense, whereas Belgium with Lukaku is just a force to be reckoned with, and they do have a lot of pace in their team. So, if you do want to pick a player from this fixture, you have Lukaku and Kevin De Bruyne. And I think these two just have some connection. Lukaku knows exactly where De Bruyne is going to put the ball, and De Bruyne knows exactly where Lukaku is going to be. So, to grab assists and goal, these two would be my biggest punt. If you are looking for a defender, which I would completely avoid, you could look at Munier, or you could even look at Semedo from Portugal. And Ronaldo, I mean, at 36, he is the top scorer of the Euros. And yeah, you could definitely go with Ronaldo, but one point to note is that they've conceded the second fewest chances in the tournament, and the first being England. So they do have a defense that is quite rigid. Moving on to the next fixture, France versus Switzerland. France again is the second favorite to keep a clean sheet with a 55% clean sheet percentage predicted for this game. They're also predicted as the most likely team to score 3 plus goals. So I think their attackers. I mean, just go for it. You have Mbappe, Griezmann, and Benzema. Benzema seems to have found his shooting boots finally, and he's a player that I would definitely suggest. And Mbappe has been extremely unlucky this campaign. He's had five involvements in big chances and hasn't registered an assist or goal to his name. And I think, yeah, I would steer away from Griezmann because he's playing a much deeper role and he isn't even on penalties anymore because Benzema took the last penalty. So I would definitely steer away from Griezmann. Moving on to the next fixture, Croatia versus Spain. Spain have the highest XG so far. I mean, it's just madness how they did not score in the first two games, and they seem to have found their rhythm, getting Sarabia in the team in the last game of the qualifier. So Sarabia is a midfielder that I would definitely have on my team. You all should definitely think about him because whenever he's been on the pitch, he's been involved in everything attacking wise and everything good attacking wise that happens in the Spanish team. Apart from that, I think Moreno is a striker you can have if you do not want to if you want to spend more money on midfielders and want to have a slightly cheaper forward, Moreno is a striker you should definitely go with because I personally think he's more likely to score than Morata. And when it comes to the Croatian team, I would be avoiding Perisic and Modric both because I really don't see Croatia going through. But if you do want options from Croatia, I think Perisic and Modric look no further. Moving on to Sweden versus Ukraine. Now, if you are looking to have players from this fixture, do remember that whoever wins this game is no disrespect to the teams, but they are most likely going to lose against whoever wins the England Germany game. But again, I'm personally going to be picking a player from Sweden. Your options could be Forsberg. I mean, he's on all set pieces and he's also on penalties. And then you have Isak. I mean, every single fan in the Euros wants to see him nab a goal because he's been playing so well. And just like Mbappe, he's been extremely unlucky to not find himself in the back, find him putting the ball in the back of the net. And he's also, I mean, he's been a part of five big involvements. So, well, I mean, the goal is coming. And you never know, it just might be in this game. Now, if you're looking for a differential option, uh, guys, I think Kuroweski is someone that you should think about because he was ruled out for the first two games because of COVID. He came on the third game and had two assists immediately. So he's going to be starting right up with Isak. So Kuroweski is a great differential option. England versus Germany. Um, I I'm going to avoid this fixture completely. No English players for me, no German players for me, and I think, yeah, I mean, because I don't know how this game is going to pan out. I personally just cannot predict this game because England we know are going to be a mean defense, right? But it really depends on which German team shows up. Is it going to be the Germany that was playing some crisp, fluid football against Portugal, or is it going to be the Germany that showed up in front of Hungary that couldn't, which struggled to beat them in front of their own home fans? But if you do want to pick players from these teams, I would suggest to go for defensive assets. From England, you could look at John Stones or Harry Maguire solely for the reason that they have so much threat from set pieces, and because of Garrett's rotation and selections, we really don't know which wing backs he's going to play. But also, the wing backs have been playing quite defensively and haven't been involved too much offensively. And if you're looking at Germany, then you have Gosens and maybe Kimmich in midfield, because whenever they do attack, they do tend to attack with their wing backs. So Kimmich and Gosens are good options. Moving on to Netherlands versus Czech Republic. Czech Republic, I mean, we all know 40th in the FIFA rankings, the lowest ranked team to make it so far. So yeah, I mean, I'd avoid Czech Republic and the Dutch are crazy favorites to win this. You have Dumfries, Wijnaldum, Depay. It's just wow. I mean, the attacking output that this team has. Wijnaldum has the most shots inside the box. He's tied for it along with Ronaldo. Then you have Depay, who's a must have. I mean, any attack that happens at Netherlands goes through Depay, so expect assists and goals. I made the mistake of not having him in my Matchday 3 squad, and I'm definitely not making that mistake again. So Depay and Dumfries. I mean, just the attacking return that this man has is madness. He has had the most big chances created, and it's double anyone else in his team, right? So he's been rested. He was taken off at halftime in the last game. So Dumfries, you could even think about doubling up on the Dutch defense. Probably going with Stecklenburg because he's a must-have at this price, or even Daily Blind. So yeah, I mean, four. I think I'm gonna have three or four players from this fixture along with the Italy game. Moving on to the last fixture of this round, Wales versus Denmark. And I'm really sorry to all Gareth Bale, Adam Ramsey fans, but I really don't see Wales coming out of this game. Denmark have gone through so much, and it would just be poetic justice for them to go further in this tournament. And apart from poetic justice, they have had the meanest defense in the Euros so far. They were unlucky to concede through a penalty against Finland, and we all know what happened in the Finland game. Uh, and yeah, I mean, if you're looking for players from Denmark, Mail is just technically playing as a left winger. He's just up there all the time. So Mail is someone you should definitely go for. Then in midfield, I mean, I'm definitely thinking of having a midfielder from this fixture. There's Damsgaard, great differential option, only owned by 2%. Then you have Hoiberg. I mean, yeah, of course, avoid the defensive midfielders while playing fantasy games, but Hoiberg has 3 assists to his name in 2 games or 3 games, sorry. So it's either Damsgaard or Hoiberg for me. Now let's take you through my team. Ta-da! Sorry for the delay, guys. I'm just getting used to all of this. So up front, if you have Immobile and Depay, like I told you, no brainers for me. Not to zero down on Ronaldo, I'd really see this switching for either Lukaku or Benzema. Because I really want to fit Benzema into my team. Because I really think I need to have a French attacker. Moving on to midfield, Wijnaldum, Sarabia, Berardi, Kulovski. Like I told you, Berardi is 6.2. Sarabia has been everything good in the Spanish attack. Kulovski is going to be my differential because, I mean, I've seen him play even during the season. I just love the way the lad plays. And Wijnaldum is just, I mean, I think this is how we're going to see Wijnaldum play after his move to PSG. We're also used to seeing him play a much deeper role for Liverpool that we didn't expect such a great attacking output from him. But I mean, yeah, I should have crunched the numbers earlier. He has scored a lot of goals for Netherlands. Moving on to defense, Spinazzola. I'm actually going to try and captain him in the first game because if it pays off, right? But yeah, I mean, the Italian team is just madness. It's just, it's just, I don't know. I mean, they've conceded just 2 shots in 3 games on 2 shots on target, of course, in 3 games so far. I mean, wow, unbelievable. Then Benjamin Pavard, again, expecting them to keep a clean sheet. And since Hernandez and Dinia are not favorable to start this fixture, I see Pavard being quite involved up front. Because if Rabiot does play as a left wing back, I don't see him pushing too much in the front. And then Dumfries, like I told you, Denzel Dumfries, what a lad. What a lad. That's all I'm going to say. My keeper choice is Stecklenburg because why not? And I might actually switch my keeper to someone from the Belgium Portugal game just in case there's a penalty and there's a penalty miss. I mean, I don't expect Ronaldo to miss a penalty, so probably with the Portuguese goalkeeper. Patricio has been making quite a lot of saves. And then have Lori as a backup in case that backfires, and I switch to Lori and get my 6 points. And then there's Mail. I mean, yeah, he is just so attacking. He's going to be coming in case any of my defenders do mess up. Then I have John Stones. I know I said I'd stay away from English and German assets, but well, going for it, trying my luck. And my final player on the bench, Hoiberg. Hoiberg, like I said, 3 assists. And yeah, I mean, guys, this is my team for the round of 16. If you guys were not aware, you get 105 million in the bank. And this, of course, this isn't my final team. I'm going to be sitting and tinkering around a little bit. I'm not too nailed on with Wijnaldum and Ronaldo. For some reason, I just don't see Wijnaldum scoring again. I think he's just overperforming, overscoring, but let's see. And yeah, guys, I hope you all enjoyed watching the video. Thank you so much for tuning in.